Irregular verbs, definition, rules, conjugation and examples. Have you been finding it difficult to learn how irregular verbs work? Do not worry, we have got your back. This video on irregular verbs will help you understand the definition of irregular verbs and how to conjugate them to represent the simple past and past participle forms of verbs. There are also a number of examples and instructions on how you can remember them. Let's start with definition of irregular verb. An irregular verb is defined as a verb that does not follow the usual rules of grammar. For example, eat is an irregular verb because its past tense is ate, and its past participle is eaten, not eated, according to the Macmillan Dictionary. According to the Oxford Learner's Dictionary, an irregular verb is a verb that is not formed in the normal way. The normal way of forming past and past participle forms of a verb in English is by adding ed to it. Irregular verbs do not follow this rule. Conjugating irregular verbs, rules and examples. Learning to conjugate irregular verbs can be a little tricky. It is often considered a difficult task, but that is not the case. Before we start, try to unlearn the concepts or notions about irregular verbs you have in your mind. Let us start from the beginning with a fresh and clear mind. The conjugation of irregular verbs can be learnt under three main groups based on how they behave when changed to represent the simple past and past participle forms. It can be grouped as follows. Group 1 irregular verbs which take the same spelling as the base verb in the simple past form and the past participle form. These verbs remain the same throughout all tense forms. Group 2 irregular verbs which have the same spelling in the simple past form and the past participle form. There are some irregular verbs in this group that take an alternate spelling too. Group 3 irregular verbs which have three different spelling patterns in the base form, the simple past form and the past participle form. Let us now look at the list of irregular verbs which fall under the three groups to have a better understanding. Irregular verbs examples. Group 1 irregular verbs with the same spelling across all forms. Group 2 irregular verbs with the same simple past form and past participle form. Group 3 irregular verbs with completely different spellings for each form. An alternative method to learn irregular verbs and their conjugation. There is one other way in which you can learn irregular verbs easily by categorizing words according to their change in spelling. Have a look at the following table to understand how. Here we have provided you with an exercise. Pause the video and check your knowledge of irregular verbs. Check the answers given below to find out if you got the answers right. Thanks for watching. Like, share and comment. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.